Welcome you all to the lecture series of on the subject History of India 1947 to 2019 CE. Dear friends, today we are going to discuss about a very important topic in the contemporary history of India, that is the Indira Gandhi and her implementation of emergency in India. So this is Maria Michael Nithyn, Assistant Professor, Department of History, Sacred Art College, Autonomous, Tirupattur. So in our previous classes, we have already discussed about how Indira Gandhi came to power as an amateur political leader without any political background, and how circumstances shaped the career of Indira Gandhi and transformed her into Iron Lady of India. So the period of Indira Gandhi and the implementation of emergency is considered to be darkest period in history of India. The emergency in India lasted between June 25, 1975 to March 21, 1977. That is for nearly 21 months. For 2 years, India saw an undemocratic rule, and how an undemocratic rule can change the power dynamics of India. It is considered to be one of the controversial periods in Indian history. Even under the current political uh, parties are criticizing the period of emergency as a darkest phase of democracy. So, how this was implemented, and what are all the situations which led Indira Gandhi to impose emergency in India? So, under Article 352 of the Indian Constitution, President was given the power to declare emergency. So, there are three types of emergencies which can be declared by the President of India. First thing, if there is a national emergency in the case of war or internal conflicts, internal civil wars, during that time, the national emergency can be implemented. Second thing was, it was called a state emergency, where the state government, if it is performing beyond the constitutional limits, then the particular government in the state can be dissolved. Third, it is the financial emergency, which is implemented during the time of financial instability. This is mainly a breathing space which is given to the government, where government can recuperate and build the foundation strongly and come back to bring the economic stability again. In the case of emergency which was implemented in 1975, all these were not the reasons. So basically on the Article 352 gives President the power to implement emergency. And the emergency was declared by Prime Minister Indira Gandhi under the signature of President Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed, stating the political internal unrest. What basically happened was emergency led to the suspension of civil liberties, censorship of press, and the imprisonment of political opponents. Suspension of civil liberties basically delves around the area of suspension of fundamental rights which is given to the common man, where the directive principles of state policy was put above the fundamental rights. Censorship of the press, it was mainly implemented to curtail the presses, to stop or to end the presses writing about Indira Gandhi and her tyrannical rule. In the case of imprisonment of political opponents, it was Jayaprakash Narayanan who was leading a total revolution in India against Indira Gandhi. So political opponents who were aligning with Jayaprakash Narayanan was arrested overnight. So that's why it is marked as an end of democratic methods and as widely regarded as one of the darkest phases of Indian democracy. What are all the causes which triggered the emergency? It is a combination of political, economical, and judicial factors which triggered emergency. One important reason for emergency was mass protests done by Jayaprakash Narayan. Jayaprakash Narayan, fondly called as JP, called for a movement called Total Revolution against corruption and misrule of Indira Gandhi in 1975. The main economic challenges were including the rising inflation, where the price was rising high, uncontrollable rise of prices, and there was unemployment everywhere. And most of the participants who supported the total revolution was students. And there was food shortage, which created a widespread discontent throughout India. The most important cause for emergency was Allahabad High Court verdict of 1975. It invalidated Indira Gandhi's 1971 election victory, saying that there was electoral malpractice which was done by Indira Gandhi. The judgment not only threatened the MP position of Indira Gandhi or Prime Ministership of Indira Gandhi, it warned that if the verdict has been imposed, it will lead to losing of Indira Gandhi's power and political career for next 6 years. Indira Gandhi declared an emergency on June 25, 1975, citing internal disturbance as a cause. The proclamation granted government sweeping powers to curtail civil liberties and suppress dissent. So opposition leaders like Jayaprakash Narayan, Morarji Desai were arrested to curtail the movement which was organized against Indira Gandhi. Fundamental rights, including the right to free speech and expression, were suspended, and government assumed control over press and judiciary. In the case of arrest of the leaders, MISA Act was used as a tool to end the opposition resistance. What is MISA? Maintenance of Internal Security Act, which is famously called as MISA Act. This act gave the power to the government to arrest individuals and leaders without stating any reason. It was similar to the Rowlatt Act, which was introduced in 1990. So this came handy for the government and it arrested people who are opposing Indira Gandhi's rule in India. What was the role of Indira Gandhi? Indira Gandhi's role during the emergency was controversial. First thing what she did was she consolidated the power by sidelining the democratic institutions such as court, media, even the common man. Her son, Sanjay Gandhi, also emerged as a significant political figure during this period, where he used the liberalized concepts, westernized concepts like sterilization and urban displacement, which is a needed thing, but the forceful implementation of sterilization and improper implementation of urban displacement caused misery to common man. Indira Gandhi justified the emergency as necessary to maintain national security, implement economic reforms, and counter external threats. But critics viewed as a viewed it as a move to safeguard her political position. So, how we are going to connect this point? We must understand that and remember that the 1975 Allahabad High Court verdict challenged the political career of Indira Gandhi. So, if that verdict was implemented, then Indira Gandhi will lose her power. So, Indira Gandhi suddenly came and consolidated the power around her and reduced the power of judiciary. So, this is what happened during the time of Indira Gandhi's emergency.